put any names in there, that's what the boxing fans want to see. Put in Williams and Martinez, you bring it up a few levels. So, you know, these guys are in their prime, and they're both world-class fighters, and quite frankly, there is no loser in this fight. We feel very confident with Paul having a full training camp to prepare for Sergio Martinez, unlike the last time when they fought in December of last year, where he had 3 weeks to really concentrate and focus on fighting Sergio Martinez. We just believe Paul's going to make a very, very large statement here on November 20th. You have stars like this every other century. He's really someone that, you know, if you were going to go out there and want to sign a fighter and be aligned with that fighter, you'd want to say, give me someone that's going to go out there and give me 100% day in and day out and be a great young man outside those ropes. That's Paul Williams. We've got a few of them. We're quite lucky to have fighters like that, including Andre Ward, that they know what their mission is, they know what their job is, and they just go out there and they perform. And outside those ropes, they're the type of athletes that you're proud of. With Paul, forgetting all of the advantages that he's got from a physical standpoint, he's just that type of fighter, and we mentioned a little while ago that the fans just love to watch fight because he's going to go out there and fight. There's no hugging, there's no dancing, there's no acting like you're going to be tough and not be tough. He gives you everything that you want, A to Z, and he's worth every penny to go out there and cheer him on, whether you're sitting ringside or you're sitting in the general admission seats. He's going to take care of all the fans. Well, I've never seen a catchweight really, catch so much attention before, but it was no biggie for us, quite frankly. There was simple reasoning. As anyone that's followed Paul Williams' career, he's a natural 147-pound fighter. And the only reason we've been fighting from anywhere from junior middleweight and middleweight is because it's been virtually impossible to get a Pacquiao or a Mayweather inside the ring with Paul. So, from our standpoint, we did everything we could thinking that Pacquiao and Mayweather wasn't going to be made, and that the fans and the media would put the pressure on Pacquiao or Mayweather, if Mayweather was going to fight, but in this case it was Pacquiao, to put the pressure on Pacquiao to fight Paul Williams rather than who Bob Arum was mentioning as possible opponents if Mayweather fell apart, and that was Cotto and Margarito. Obviously, we'd already seen the Cotto fight, and Margarito had done nothing to earn the right to fight Pacquiao at this level of a fight. So we, although that we were, given the stiff arm and told no, 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 that didn't mean that we should stop trying. So up until the last breath that Bob made the deal with Margarito, we held out hope of trying to get Paul into that 147-pound fight. Once that was established that it didn't, we decided to move up and wait. And how much weight do we want to give away? I mean, again, he was staying in a weight division at 147 and not at 160, and quite frankly, not at 154. Bob obviously understands the detriment to making a fight like that, as he did when he had Margarito as world champion, and everyone was supposedly afraid to fight Margarito because obviously Williams wasn't. And what that detriment is Paul Williams beat Margarito and he lost his world champion in Margarito. Well, I'm sure Bob feels that the disadvantages with Pacquiao are a lot greater than they were with Margarito losing to Paul, instead now with, you know, Pacquiao losing to Paul. So, you know, on one hand we sit here and we say, hey, I understand why he doesn't want to fight a 6'2" welterweight, but you know, Hearns, Leonard, Duran, Hagler, you got to keep in mind, Duran came in from 135 pounds, all the way up the middleweight to fight the Haglers and the Leonards and the Hearns. You know, he was going from 47 to 54 to 160 pounds. That's what the great ones do. So this was more for Pacquiao, even though there was a disadvantage. Okay, this is more of the fighter having that intestinal fortitude, and I don't want to take any disrespect Pacquiao or you know, saying anything derogatory, but that's where the fighter has to sit back and say, hey, I'm either the best at 147 pounds or a catch weight at 150, whatever that is, and or not exclaim that you're the best at that weight category. And, you know, that's the only complaint I've got. The best fight should be made. The riskiest fight should be made, despite who might win either way. I've never seen a promoter be able to push a fighter into a fight they didn't want. I have seen fighters push promoters into fights promoters didn't want. So, you know, that's the key, is that the great ones inside that ring, despite what the odds may be, go out there and take those challenges. Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran, what was the size difference there? You had it throughout the years with many great champions, even in the heavyweight division. Okay, a lot of people, you know, think we've got a super heavyweight division. We don't. The Klitschkos in today's world have been very dominating. A lot of it is because of their size, but that hasn't diminished the smaller heavyweights going up there and giving it their best shot. But, you know, for many years, the bigger heavyweights weren't always the better heavyweights. And either Manny's the best 147-pounder or Floyd's the best 147-pounder, or they're not. And the only way to tell that is by fighting the elite of the division. As it relates to Paul right now, I mean, he's got a tough fight here coming up with Sergio, no doubt about it. But I think those tough fights are the ones that are going to be his signature fights. And this is the one you can bet mentally and physically he'll be at the top of his game, and I truly believe he's going to be stopping Sergio Martinez within 6-7 rounds. We've got to get through November 20th and what we want for him with that victory in hand, and that is to let his greatness keep on blossoming. Pretty soon Pacquiao is going to have to step up or step out, and Floyd Mayweather is going to have to step up or step out. Paul Williams will not be denied. He's just got to go out there on November 20th and take that belt, and then we'll go out there and continue to do what we've been doing, is building up Paul Williams.